Recordad que si necesitáis traducción simultánea la encontraréis en el enlace debajo de este vídeo. Remember, if you need translation, you will find it in the link below this video. So, Alex, so inspiring, right? An entrepreneur who is challenging the system, but at the same time tapping into private investment, technology, and bringing together so many people. But can all challenges be tackled by a single business or not? Steve Jobs used to say that those people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the only ones that do. And I think this fits perfectly the description of our next guest. Jack Sim, also known as Mr. Toilet, founded the World Toilet Organization, an NGO, in 2001 to promote access to clean sanitation for everyone. As I'm sure you know, access to clean sanitation and sustainable water management is one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDG number 6. And Jack is probably the person who has done most to promote this single goal. He has been awarded by the Schwab Foundation as a social entrepreneur of 2001, elected a fellow Ashoka in 2007, and named one of the heroes of the environment for 2008 by Time magazine. And he built an incredible movement that he will tell us about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Toilet.
The thing about that is it's just like a 12-year-old trapped in a 60-year-old man's body.
I'm going to take this poo to the loo. I am the founder of the World Toilet Organization. Have you ever heard of this organization? It sounds terrible, isn't it? I grew up in Singapore and we would have an outhouse with buckets. Almost half the world doesn't have access to any toilet. So where do you go to the toilet from here? All the world agenda competes for visibility. Imagine you are right at the bottom called
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
One man has dedicated himself to bringing good sanitation to those who need it.
I have 2 years to make 6 million toilets. If the problem can be solved in India, we solve 60% of all problems in the world. It requires new thinking. Turning poop culture to pop culture is the fastest way to solve the sanitation problem. I'm looking for Game of Thrones costumes.
Jack has had an anything-it-takes approach to get people to pay attention to the issue of sanitation around the world.
Welcome to World Toilet Day.
Is that even a real thing?
Of course that's a real thing. November 19th, World Toilet Day.
In India, there's a great sensitivity of people from other cultures coming in and telling them how they need to live their lives.
We want to make toilet the happiest room in India.
Jack, it's a big dream and it's killing you.
My dad doesn't see the need to take a break from it.
Those who actually clean the streets on a daily basis say a lot more needs to be done.
I don't have enough sleep and I miss my family.
Frankly, the task for Jack is too big.
If there is a single person who can actually achieve the vision which he wants to achieve, that is Jack.
I don't care who's on my side. You have to get people into action.
He just wants to leave this world feeling like he's contributed.
Think of things that scare the hell out of you and believe they can be done. Not by yourself, but by everybody.
Jack Sim, live from Singapore, welcome to the Ship2B Impact Forum. Thank you so much for joining us. Jack, by watching this video, I have this sense that what you achieved in just a few years is incredible. You managed to convince the United Nations to declare a World Toilet Day. You managed to mobilize so many people around your cause. And you used to be a businessman, and you left all of that life to dedicate yourself to social work. So it seems to me very much like you're some kind of superhero, aren't you?
No, I'm just an ordinary person. I think that we have only one life each, and if we don't use it, we waste it. So each life is only about 80 years. And when I started doing social work, I was 40 years old. So I have already spent 40 years trying to make money. And after I make some money, I don't think I should make some more money. So I use the rest of the time to do social work.
So how did you manage to mobilize so many people? How did you manage to build such a movement?
I think if you don't try to be a leader, you try to instigate people and make them take ownership of the challenge, they will do it if there is enough incentive. So we started telling stories to the media about shit. You see, the subject is a taboo. Nobody in the UN or in the NGO sector wants to talk about shit. So it becomes an opportunity to make it very humorous, joke about it, and everybody listen. And when they listen, the media earns advertising income. And they keep coming back for more stories. And I became a professional storyteller. And then the media is so happy. Every year we reach about 3 billion people. And the politician says, wow, if this media can talk so much about toilet, I'm going to promise people toilet. So the politicians join in not because they like toilet, but because they want to win votes and popularity and power. Then the donors came in. Then the celebrities came in. Then the donors came in. And the UN came in. Suddenly, everybody gets what they want, and then everybody gets toilet.
So this is incredible, Mr. Sim, how you have managed to build all the chain of events and stakeholders that need to be mobilized. Beyond the World Toilet Organization, you are also now funding the BOP Hub and a series of social businesses and startups. And you're now constructing, I am told, a 65,000 square feet World Trade Center for the Poor in Singapore to coordinate an effort to transform 4 billion poor into massively efficient marketplace to end global poverty. So can you tell us a little bit more about that, and where do you see the role of business in ending poverty?
Yes, when I was doing the World Toilet Organization movement, it's about 2.5 billion people don't have toilet. Then it became quite successful, and I think what is a bigger problem to solve? There are 4 billion people earning less than $8 a day. Then you look at all the donation. Every year there's a $150 billion of donation, and the people doesn't get out of poverty. So I start to think why. The solution has to be a market-based solution. If it was a donation, it's actually a market distortion. Nobody can compete with the price of zero, so no entrepreneur can start business and no jobs can be created. So what we want to do is take all the problem, sanitation, water, energy, healthcare, education, logistic, Wi-Fi, financing, fintech, agri-tech, all we must use business model. But the business must be with the intention to help the poor create income, create profit. You see, when we drink a cup of Starbucks coffee, it's $5. Inside the coffee is only 3 cents of coffee powder. Why must the farmer get 3 cents? If you tell the coffee drinker, every cup we give 1 cent more to pay the farmer, their life will improve because their revenue, their income will increase by 33%. This kind of business is more interesting than all the money going to Mr. Jeff Bezos or going to Walmart or going to this big company. I think we need to connect the farmer to the consumer directly and value add their processes and get the poor out of poverty.
So you have mentioned big corporations. Do you actually see change? Do you see big corporates also evolving as they see entrepreneurs challenge their business models and the way they do things? Or do you think this is about disrupting markets and kicking those traditional businesses out and replacing them with the new innovative startups?
You can do both, but you must give the small business a chance. If you continue, today all the concentration of industry will go to only a few companies. Today you go to a shopping center, you see H&M, you see Zara, you see Uniqlo, and you don't see the small shop anymore. They are all closing down. If a forest have not enough diversity of animals, in the future the big shop is also in trouble. Because there is no more customer to buy when there is only the big company. So I think we need very big diversity. Big or small company, everyone should have a good distribution of wealth. And then it will be a sustainable economy. Today, 26 billionaires own as much as the lower half of 3.8 billion people's wealth. This kind of distribution is not right. But charity cannot solve the problem. So we have to solve it by social business, by impact business.
Fantastic, Jack. One very quick last question in 1 minute. Could you share what was your personal motivation to change from your previous business life to being an entrepreneur? And how would you encourage our audience to follow your path?
I think that in the beginning of life, I am born a poor family, so we have to struggle to earn money. So survival was very important. But after creating 16 profitable businesses, survival is no more a problem. There is enough money to take care of the family and for retirement. And if after that I still want to exchange more precious time for money that I don't need, then it must be a loss-making business. Because selling time to buy money when you don't need money, a loss-making business. You can have more money, but you cannot have more time. So in this precious time, what is the highest exchange of value? It is service. If you can service people, make other people's life better, on the last day of your life, you are going to say to yourself, I use the time to help make the world better, and it was a very good journey. And you can go, close your eyes and smile.
That's very inspiring,
No
Jack.
guilt.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that insight. So just let me take this occasion to encourage everybody who is listening in the platform to pose your questions in the chat and the debate groups. So I think, as you see, Jack is a very inspiring person, very much a visionary, and he belongs to this bride of entrepreneurs that are looking for systemic solutions to problems, right? Who are in love with the problems, not so much the solutions, even trying to affect regulations and laws to change the system. This is very much the kind of entrepreneur that Ashoka has been supporting since its creation in 1980s by Bill Drayton. And for this reason, we will welcome now Alexandra Michans, who's the leader of Ashoka here in Spain, to continue interviewing Jack, but also Jose Mari and Fiori, two other very inspiring entrepreneurs.